Welcome to part two of the hunt for Red October. No, it's not. It's part two for the hunt for the millstones. We're in the Peak District. In the last video, I was giving away a K&F concept tripod. Hopefully one of you have won that by now. But yeah, this is, I think it's Lawrencefield. I keep saying Lawrencefield, but I could be completely wrong, but I'm sure it's Lawrencefield Quarry we're heading towards. But we're in the, oh, I've just seen a cave. Interrupted. I've just seen a cave. I'm going up to have a look at it. But yeah, we're on the hunt for this massive amount of millstones. Miss Marta found me a picture and she said, can we go here for the weekend? And it's just like loads of millstones all in a row. And I kind of wanted to go and see them. I've never seen them before. I've seen the millstones around, like the ones in the last video. I've seen them around Padley Gorge and things like that, but I've never seen this big row of them. And there's about 50 of them all together. So that's a plan to find that. But first of all, we're going up this hill. So I think we're getting a little bit closer to where these stones are. This used to be like an old rail track for the mine or the quarry, I take it, which is where they use for, you know, shipping out the stones. And I think if I'm right, these millstones travelled all over the world, all over the world. What is pretty though is this. Look at this going on here, because we've had this nice light rain. We've got this dew. All this dew on the little grasses. An absolute macro fest. Time for a pork pie. I'm starving. Been out all morning. 4 o'clock we got up. Down here is a huge ant mound. A big ant's nest with massive ants in it. Would not want to be falling down there or laying in it like some people are doing. Shh, don't tell him they're there. Looks like the boys are having a bath. Look at them. Look at this thing here. Yeah, it was full of water last time. That's obviously there for cleaning their hands and the tools and stuff like that. Wicked. Mind you, they do have cows in here, so it could be put here from the farmer. You never know. So we're still on that path. Come from down this way, and we've just been over to the quarry over there, but I'm going to carry on along because I'm guessing that somewhere up there, somewhere up that way, is some more ferns. We're going back into the trees, and I know these stones that we're looking for have got the ferns around them, so this is too open here at the moment, but this is a fantastic little place. Really quite different to all the other places I've been to. Just loads and loads and loads of silver birch. As you look through, it's just straight lines everywhere. It's really weird. Apart from one, there's one twisty tree. If you come here and you photograph it, let me have a look. So this is where we're going to find our big abundance of stones. And you can't see them all because they're all hidden inside this, the ferns. But they start here and they run all the way along.
This is the money.
Dozens and dozens and dozens of them all the way along here. Different sizes, different shapes, different thicknesses. They go down underneath this tree. There are loads of them, and they just keep going and going and going. So I'm going to find myself a couple of compositions, get ourselves set up, especially the one underneath this tree. I mean, just look at it here. Fantastic. So we'll get a couple of compositions set up, and then I'll speak to you then. So I'm going to start off with something point and shoot. Stones are in front of me. I've got them all laid down next to each other. I've got the tree, and this is going to be an image where I'm going to show you two, I think. I'm going to set my polarizer up. I'm going to take the first photograph, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and do a bit of Jimmy Jinxery. And in layman's terms, that basically means clone out the path. I've got this line, I'll put the image up, I've got this line on the bottom corner, which is a diagonal line. It's where people have been walking along this path, and I don't like it. I'm going to try and clone it back green with grass, because then I think it will look really, really nice. But yeah, that's the first one, very just literally point and shoot, and now I'm going to try and get a little bit more technical with it. Right, so now I've moved forward now, and I'm sort of looking down onto the little section of stones. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, I've got 5. I've got the round one, and then the little row of them, and the tree. But what I've done, if I can show you what I've done, so I'll bring you around to the back of the camera. So what I've done is I've tilted my camera from being level, which is there, because I like the tree in the middle, but I kind of feel I like it straight. So I've tilted the camera to a fake horizon line and focusing on this center one. Then I'm going to change my polarizer, just move it around a little bit until I can get it in a position that I like it. And I think I like this dark edge on the side of the rock. So the reflections of the water on the wet leaves and that is giving me a different scope to things. So I like that. I think that gives me more contrast there. And then what I'm going to do is focus on this mid-ground one, the first one, and that's going to be my shot. That's going to be the photo. And in fact, I've got a couple more in there as well. There's one over here on the right, or a couple there, and there's one over here on the left, which is actually lined up on the left beautifully. Or I could just give it a millimetre. There we go. Just give it a little millimetre. But I like the tree being dead. Put my hand in front of the camera. I like the tree being dead center in a straight line, so I have to put the camera off of horizon, so you can see that my horizon line is not quite level. If I put it level, it just bends that tree slightly and it doesn't quite all fit in, I don't think. I'm going to take it anyway, just so it's a true horizon, but I don't think it quite fits. So I've got myself another one. I've just taken the camera off the tripod just to have a bit of a look, and I've just moved around a little bit with it. I mean, you can take the obvious that are sort of right in front of you, but this one, I think if you line these two up here with the holes in them and another tree in the center, I think it gives you a nice bit of symmetry. And I think, again, that one works quite nicely. I don't know whether I need the tripod on it. I think I could probably get away without the tripod. It's a bit of a slow exposure. I want to keep the ISO really low, so I'll set the tripod up and then I'll show you what I'm doing. Alright, if you can see on the back of the camera now, so I'll just get rid of all this display for you. So we've got this circular one this side and the circular one this side with the two holes in them. And then I'm just getting myself in a nice position where they seem to sit symmetry. And then you've got the tree in the middle. And if I get my grid back up on the camera, I can just line that tree up with the center. And then the polarizer, again, we can spin that polarizer around. We've got like a glow on the front there, or if we turn the polarizer around, it takes that glow down, takes the sheen down. I think I'm going to take both, because this one, as it is, gives me more separation to the background with the polarizer where it is. And then I think the darker one gives you a bit more detail on the actual greens and the foliage. So yeah, the polarizer could be best in two different locations, I think, this time. I actually think I like it on the third one. So we've got a bit of light on there. This one's a bit darker and it's darker foliage in the background. So I think that's probably the best one out of the three of them. Now, while I've got the camera lower, now I'm going to try and sort of look up at them if I can, get an even lower shot, and then I'm going to try and find a few more buried in the in these overgrowth, in all this greenage. But these are definitely the ones that are out in the open. So I've come along even further along. If you look down this way, you can see where where they are down there. They're all the way down that way down there. So I've come all the way out the side and they're all the way along this edge. So I will come back when this is dead, when all this growth has died off in the winter time and it's completely clear and barren. I'm going to come back and just show you the amount of stones along here, because I am absolutely fascinated. But underneath this beautiful big tree is a big canopy and casting some nice shade. So look at this that I've got now set up. So let me flip you around and point the camera up, because the camera is looking down and hopefully you can see this. The lens, I'm doing the best I can to try and see if I can zoom you in on it a little bit. There we go. So hopefully you can see what's going on. So we've got this lovely little composition. I've got these 3 stones here, or you can see all the holes in them. I've got 2 laying down on the side. I've got this big square lump as well, which was obviously something to do with it. Maybe it was made as a chair or a bench for them to sit on, but all of these stones around here. There's one on the side here, but there are loads and loads of them. And again, I've spun the polarizer around to get it in the best position I can. I like the fact that the light's coming in from this top corner here, so the light's coming in from here and then getting darker as you go down. But if I spin that polarizer around, you can see how it lightens up all these different areas. So it's definitely, it can make a very different photograph by having the light on it or darkening it down. You can have the light like that or darker. It just depends how you want it. But again, it's a lovely keepsake of these stones, and they're phenomenal. They're all over the place. So yeah, I know, we'll go back that way. Right, so we've left Chris to go off that way. Shakir went off up that way, and we're going back that way to see if we can find Steve. This is what happens when you come out with people. They all disappear different directions, they all go home at different times. But just have a look at this. Look how many stones. I'm going to walk down here a few hundred yards. Just look, count how many we got if you go along. You can just see off the top of your head, yeah? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, just in that one section there. And as soon as you walk down past these bushes, there's another one there. Look, 9, 10, 11, 12. They're just 13, 14, 15, 16 over there. They're just everywhere. So I'd like to come back when this lot is all dead and just see how many's in there, because I know there's rows of them, but I just can't see the rows of them. There's one down in here. There's some more just down in here, I think, somewhere around here. Where are we? Well, there's one in down underneath there. There's some more here. Look, there's more here sticking out the bushes. There's some more sticking out the bushes. Then there's some more at the back there. There's a few more there. Then we're back to this tree with all these ones here. There's just so many of them. It's just unbelievable. And then you get into that section of bushes there, and there's loads there. So we will, yeah, the bushes are hiding them, or the ferns are over the top of them. So we will come back, maybe bring the bikes over in, we'll have a cycle all the way along this old train track, because this is where the tracks used to run through along this path and further down this way. So we'll have a little, maybe a ride round. Steve's got a bike, so he wants to do a bit of biking as well. So maybe we'll do that. Put the camera like in my backpack like I've done before, and we'll come down and have a look. So yeah, let's see if we can go home and find Steve, because we've lost him. I definitely heard something.
Yeah,
just a yelp or something.
Yeah. Because it's
Here comes Dora. Dora the Explorer. We're making our way up now. We've just been down to the cafe to see if we can find Steve down there, but when we got down there, he'd obviously already had his bacon and sausage and cups of coffee and disappeared. So we had ourselves some breakfast, lunch, sausage, bacon, bap, and a chocolate cake. And oh my God, I feel sick now. I really do. So we're making our way up, but we just noticed this massive, huge tree that snapped off and just changed this landscape forever. This tree used to be way up the top there, connected up there. It is now laying on the floor here, and this used to be a big sort of thoroughfare, a big walk through here. So it's absolutely changed this landscape altogether. And I've been here several times before, and this is the tree that's got all the graffiti on it. So we're just making our way up. I think we're going to finish the video off on the last millstone before we get back to the van. So yeah, let's see what we can do with it. It'll be a green version probably. Whew. I tell you what, with an absolute belly full of food, because it was quite a big sausage and bacon. I think I had 2.5 rashers of bacon, 2.5 sausages, because I ate half of hers. I did. You had one, so I had 2 sausages and half of yours. It was only one portion, but so yes, 2.5 sausages, 2.5 rashers of bacon, and half a bap, and then 3/4 of a cake, and I feel absolutely stuffed to the gills, which, yeah, okay, is my own fault. But walking up this hill, my gosh, I can tell my legs haven't done this for a while. God, they're throbbing, absolutely throbbing. Oh. We're still going. The hat's off. I could do with taking my t-shirt off. I'm absolutely knackered. Just so out of practice of walking, and camera bags and tripods and things like that. So out of action. I've got to get my act together, because I've got another group trip to the Faroe Islands coming up in a few weeks' time. So I better get my act together and get my fitness levels back up. Otherwise I'll be the one sitting in the van and letting them go off and doing it themselves. Oh dear. Oh dear. Whew. Right. Let me catch my breath. Let's not fall off this rock. So, I'm going to take one of the classic. This is my last one for today. And then I can get back to the van and have a cup of coffee and a sit down, because I am absolutely pooped. I'm ringing us. I don't smell too good either. It's a good job this isn't smell a tube, isn't it? Right, so the classic. If Marta pans round for you, we've got the one and only large millstone, and the big giant tree behind it. It's been the classic for years. Everyone's come up and got this. The best time of the year is autumn, when you've got those beautiful autumn colours all over the floor and everywhere. But I'm just going to take one just to finish off the day and to show you where I am, because if you don't know this photograph, then you've never been to Padley Gorge. And it really is just as simple as that. Point it at the tree, get the stone in. I can't think of any other way of doing it. There isn't really another position where you can fall over a rock. There isn't really another position where you can make it any better. There isn't really. That just definitely is. It's kind of here, straight on, and I think that's the only way you can the only way you can do it. The problem you have with this photograph is the tree seems a bit too far away from the stone. If it was closer, you could sort of go, yeah, you could, but that's it. I'll finish on the classic. I'm about done. I definitely smell like I'm done. I need to get back to the van now, and we need a nap. We're getting old and we need a nap. So I'm going to say thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. I need a nap. I really do need a nap.